if I told you you don't need to be psychic because you already are? The real question is, are you aware of it? And how do you tell the difference between intuition and actual psychic ability? Because they're connected, but they're not exactly the same. Welcome back to High Vibe Energy Collective. And if you're new here, I'm Lori, an intuitive, an abundance coach, and a spiritual energy teacher. You may have watched the previous video that I did on intuition. And if you haven't, I'll post it in the comments below so you'll know that that's the next video you should watch. In that video, we discussed how intuition actually speaks to you. But now we're going deeper. This is where things start to expand, where intuition becomes stronger, clearer, and sometimes unexplainable. Let's break this down in a way that actually makes sense. Your intuition is your internal guidance system, or your GPS. It's always connected to your path, your alignment, your decisions, and your highest good. Psychic abilities go beyond that. It's the ability to pick up on energy, information, or insight that isn't directly connected to your immediate experience. Here's a simple way to look at it. Intuition is guidance for your life. Psychic ability is perception beyond your immediate reality. But here's the key most people miss. All psychics are intuitive, but not all intuitive people develop psychic awareness. And that's a choice. As your intuition strengthens, it can start to expand to different forms. You might already be experiencing some of these without even realizing it. So here's where we're going to talk about the 4 clairs. The first is clairvoyance, or clear seeing. You receive images, visions, or mental pictures. Maybe you visualize something and it happens later. The next is clairsentience, or clear feeling. You feel energy deeply. You can walk into a room and immediately sense the mood. You may absorb other people's emotions without ever really meaning to. Then there's claircognizance, or clear knowing. You just know things. No explanation, no reasoning. It just drops in fully formed. And the last is clairaudience, or clear hearing. You hear guidance internally, not like a loud external voice, but subtle thoughts that feel different than your own. Oftentimes, you can hear things subtly that other people don't pick up. Let me share a quick story. There was a moment when I had a very clear image pop into my mind about a situation with someone that I knew. It felt random, but it was specific. Later, that exact situation unfolded. Put in the comments below which of these 4 clairs that you feel that you experience more often. I would love to hear your experiences and why, and how these clairs show up in your life. How do you know if you're moving from something intuitive to something more expanded? Here are some signs. Your intuitive hits get faster and stronger. You're having very vivid or symbolic dreams. You feel more sensitive to people and environments. You think of things right before they happen. You're picking up on energy without even trying. And sometimes it can feel very overwhelming at first, because you're not just sensing your own energy at first, you're sensing everything. Another quick story. When I was younger, I would love to go antiquing and into antique stores, but I learned very quickly that I could easily pick up the energy of the antique shop or of the antique items that are in the shop. And sometimes these feelings or impressions were so strong that I just had to leave. And for a very long time, I just stopped going to antique shops. I just didn't want to put myself into that place of being subjected to all of this energy. Later in my priestess training, I realized that what I needed to do was to block this energy from coming into my energy space versus me entirely stepping away and not wanting to be in that place. Sometimes both of those things can coincide or can be the right choice, but knowing how to protect and block energy is really an important tool. If you're interested in more information on how to block and protect your energy, please put it in the comments below. Protection, please. Okay, this is where we need to ground the conversation because not everything you pick up is meant for you, and not every thought is intuitive guidance. This is why discernment is everything. Ask yourself, does this feel calm and clear or light? Or does it feel heavy and chaotic and fear-based? Oftentimes, information coming from your intuition is always light, and intuition coming from fear-based or ego feels heavy. And just as important, as we mentioned earlier, you need energetic boundaries because being open doesn't mean being unprotected. Simple practices include ground yourself daily, visualize your protected energy field, take breaks from overstimulating environments, and come back to your body. Your power is in being connected and being grounded at the same time. And if you want, I've also done a video on how to create boundaries. If you want to expand your abilities, here's the truth. Don't force it, but allow it. Trust what you receive, even if it doesn't make sense yet. Stop dismissing your first hit. Your first intuitive response is often your clearest. Next, strengthen your awareness. Meditation, quiet time, and presence amplify everything. And finally, stay grounded. This is the key. Being intuitive or psychic doesn't mean escaping life. It's about navigating it with clarity. Here's what I would love you to understand. You don't need to label yourself as psychic. You don't need to force anything. But if your awareness is expanding, if your intuition is getting stronger, it's not random, it's evolution. So trust it, explore it, and most importantly, stay grounded in who you are. And if this resonated with you, comment below. I trust my intuitive gifts. And if you want to go deeper, where we go into how to use these abilities in real life, relationships, and in business, don't forget to subscribe for more high vibe content. See you in the next video.